Hello and good evening. Welcome to the Footy Junkie. It's Sukh here today, all by myself, because I just want to quickly cover the United-Chelsea game tonight in the FA Cup. Obviously, great result. I love the performance tonight. I think that's one of the best we've played so far this season. Especially key mentions to Pogba Herrera. I think them under Solskjaer have been so brilliant, and I think Herrera doesn't get enough plaudits because he's not very much liked. But as a box-to-box midfielder, I think he's superb. He shuts down players so quickly. He's in your face. Today he showed he can get into the box and score goals as well. I think magnificent from him, the amount of touches he gets all around the pitch. One of the key performers tonight. I think he would have been man of the match if it wasn't for Paul Pogba. Brilliant, Paul Pogba. I love this guy. I really do. He's just technically unbelievable. His touch, his skill, his strength on the ball is unreal. I can't remember the last time I've seen a player so strong on the ball like that, especially in the Premier League. But again, he's come up with the goods, 1 assist, 1 goal. I think that's 12 games under Solskjaer, 9 goals, and I'm not sure how many assists. I think 9 goals, 6 assists or something like that in the last 12 games. And from a midfielder, I think that's brilliant by numbers. And I think he'll keep adding to that throughout the season. It doesn't look like he's going to stop. Solskjaer's really bringing out the best in these players. So, great performance. Chelsea, on the other hand, again, not looking great. They didn't really test Romero. Smalling had a great game, I think, at the back. Him and Lindelof seem like a decent pairing. But Chelsea just not doing enough at the moment, and obviously the atmosphere around the club doesn't seem great again. They always have a problem, it seems, with whatever manager that comes in. But this time I don't think it's Chelsea are going for a lack of effort. I just think it's Sarri's not making the right decisions. At 2-0 down, he brought on Zappacosta for Azpilicueta. And that baffled me completely because you're 2-0 down at home in the cup with 10-15 minutes to go, and you make a like-for-like change at the back, and that's just absurd. You've taken off Pedro, which you should have left on, and added Willian to that attack. So it's very negative from Sarri. Tactically, I don't think he's got it right. You can't just make like-for-like subs in that situation. Kovacic again and Barkley, poor. I think Kovacic coming from Madrid, I expected a lot more. He seemed like a good player in the La Liga. Obviously, the Premier League's a different climate, but he's been poor. And Sarri just makes that substitution constantly. It's Barkley for Kovacic, or it's Kovacic for Barkley. I don't think I've ever seen 2 players be used as a sub for each other that many times. Sarri's got to be more adventurous with his changes and his tactics, because Chelsea are just not responding to anything right now. They're getting beat by 4, 6, 2. They're leaking a lot of goals. But I don't know. I don't think Sarri will last that long, to be honest with you. Even if he sees out the season, he's definitely not going to be there again next year. And Chelsea have then got to be able to keep their best players, Willian, Hazard, players like that. You've got to keep, but I can't see that happening. I think those two will move away for sure, with Real Madrid needing a bit of strength to their team. Barcelona maybe interested in Willian, not sure. Jorginho. Now, I liked him as a player before he came to Chelsea, and he had a lot of promise, but he just hasn't done enough at all. I know it's his first season in the Premier League, but he's been really poor, whether that's due to Sarri or the players around him. His job is to be that defensive midfield player, the job that Kante did so well in the Premier League last few seasons, and he's not with it. I think he couldn't cut out the passing lanes today. The balls into Herrera and Mata, he just couldn't cut out. You're giving Mata too much space in between the midfield and the defence, and when you give a player that much quality, you're just asking to be punished. I think it was the first goal. A pass has gone into a lane past Jorginho into Mata. Mata's given it to Pogba, and you let Pogba look up like that with a few touches, he's going to pick someone out. His quality speaks for itself. And he's put it on a plate for Herrera, who showed he can get into the box and score. So, again, poor defending from Chelsea. Off the ball, they didn't look great. But United's second goal, again, good work from Pogba. Giving it to Rashford, who I thought looked electric again. Especially, he just looks a threat on the counter-attack. You've seen it from a few corners that Chelsea had. He was just rapid, straight on it, wants to get on the break. He's such a dangerous player, and when he's running down the wing, very hard to stop. And credit to Pogba again, that drive he has to get into the box and score goals. Rashford's picked him out, pretty much like Pogba picked out Herrera, and it's a great header. Too powerful for Kepa to stop, who, by the way, cost, I don't know what he cost, about 70-odd million. I haven't seen anything special about him. He's not lived up to his price tag at all. But it's another good performance by Manchester United. We've had two tough away ties in Arsenal and Chelsea. Obviously, they're both not playing too well, and I think we saw both of them off a lot easier than we should have, for two teams, supposedly two of the top six in the Premier League. And I just saw the draw after the game. We got Wolves away. It's another away fixture, another tough one. I think Wolves are definitely not a given. They've shown time and time again this year how good they can be. They've picked up points off the big six. So that's a tough game. I expect us to win. However, I'm not expecting an easy game. So I look forward to that. It's a cup which we can win at the end of the day. I think only City really look like likely finalists. So United City final looks like it's possible, unless we get each other, obviously, in the next round after Wolves. But that's set up to be a great Manchester derby final. I mean, to cover the next sort of weeks ahead, we've got some pretty big games. We've got Liverpool next in the league. I think that's going to be the next sort of step up for us in terms of a test. I think especially in England, we've done very well. We've seen off some big teams, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea. But I think now, if we can get wins against Liverpool and even City, who are coming pretty soon as well, that will show our how much we've improved in the league and how much we could, be in with a shout for next season. And I think Solskjaer, for me, should be getting the job. I think the players have been so responsive under him. I don't see why he shouldn't get the job, especially if top four secured and an FA Cup. He's definitely popular with the fans, the players, the staff, so I don't see why not. So that's all from me, I think. Just look forward to the weeks ahead now. Response against PSG away would be good. Europe was a bonus this year, I think. There's still a lot to work on, but definitely looking forward to that Liverpool game on Sunday with the cup final straight after that. So it looks like a good weekend ahead. And we will be back covering those games next week. So I hope you'll tune in and keep an eye out for that. Thank you for listening today. That's all from me, Sukh. Have a good day. See ya.